Hello and welcome to Brett's Picks. I'm Gwen Schroyer. This guy right here is Brett Whitehead, and we're going to talk to you today about some college games and maybe a few high school games. How you doing, Brett?
Good.
This has been a great week. We've had a region tournament here at Bradley Central, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's get right into those that are picking these college games, and here's your leaderboard. Brett, take a look at this. Gary Owenby and myself tied. Now, I was down to second place last week, but had a good week and tied up with Gary. Coach Dills, Coach German, Coach Thompson. Mr. Langdon had a surge. He had a good week. I think he was 7th or 8th last week, moved up. Coach Houston, Carpenter, Sawyer. Trevor had an excellent week. He was 12 and moved up. Caden, but look at there in last place. Brett, time to make some better picks, buddy.
And Sawyer Hughes is at 9.
That's right. Sawyer's, he's been hanging around there for a while. Need to see you guys over in the left side of that whole bracket. All right, first game we're going to talk about today is number 24, Florida, playing this Saturday, all games on Saturday, against number 18, South Carolina. It's a noon game. Brett, who do you have?
I have Florida.
Florida for the win, and that would be an upset. Of course, South Carolina at home. Next game we have is number 7, Kansas, at number 15, Baylor. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Houston played Baylor last week, and who won?
They won.
Who did?
Houston did.
Houston beat Baylor.
And overtime.
At Baylor.
Yeah.
So Kansas, ranked, is going to go to Baylor. And who do you have in this one?
I have Kansas.
So you're going with the upset rule on this one.
Yeah.
I mean, not upset by ranking, but upset by who they're playing at home. Because last week you picked all home teams.
Yeah.
Except for the Baylor game. Next game we're going to talk about is, here it is, Arkansas going to Kentucky. Kentucky has been playing ruthless basketball. They're playing really good. That is a 1:30 game on CBS. Of course, Kentucky moving up in the ranks at number 16 now. Who do you have in this one?
I have Kansas. Not Kansas, Kentucky.
Kentucky with the thumbs up. Good job. All right, next game is West Carolina at Chattanooga. Now the Mocs lost.
They've been winning every
Well, they
single.
lost to the Citadel last Saturday.
Yeah.
2 o'clock game on ESPN Plus, and who do you have in this one?
Western Carolina.
Ooh, putting the Mocs down. All right, next game, number 5 Marquette at number 15 Creighton, 2:30 game on Fox. And I believe I knew who you picked in this one. Who was it?
Creighton.
Creighton with the win, even though the Yellows were.
You had it wrong.
All right, so Creighton with the win at home, number 15 Creighton. All right, next game, LSU at Vandy, 3:30 game on SEC Network. Who do you have in this one?
I have Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt for the win.
At home.
At home. And that really weird court. That court freaks me out. You know, they have to sit down low, and the teams are on the baseline instead of on the side.
Yeah.
Anyway, next game, North Carolina State playing in-state rivalry. Number 9, North Carolina, 4 p.m. game on ESPN. Who do you have?
I have NC State.
NC State?
Also, that was wrong.
Okay. NC State?
Yeah.
All right. NC State.
Nobody's not.
So the next game we have, Mississippi State at number 11, Auburn.
We played Auburn last night.
Tennessee did play Auburn last night and won mightily. Bruce Pearl looked pretty sad. Number 11, Auburn, hosting that game, 4 o'clock on ESPN2. Who do you have?
I'm going with Auburn.
Auburn for the win. Okay, next game, Virginia playing at number 10, Duke. Duke with a huge loss last weekend. 6 o'clock game on ESPN. Who do you have?
I have Duke.
Duke for the win. Next game is Tennessee, ranked number 4. Number 4, playing at Alabama, number 14 now. This is a big one.
Don't say.
Okay, 8 o'clock game on ESPN. And who do you have, Brett?
Alabama.
You're going with Alabama? I thought you told me Tennessee.
No, somebody had it.
Okay.
Alabama.
So, Alabama. Thumbs up, Alabama. All right, next we're going to talk about high school basketball. And in high school basketball, you have to understand, this is the end of the season. Every game matters. So this week, both the Bears and the Barretts have been playing.
The boys play tonight.
First, they played a semifinal region matchup.
It was against Cleveland.
On Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
Monday was the girls, they won. Tuesday was the boys, they won. Wednesday, last night, the Barretts hosted Cleveland. So those were the two winners of the districts that are playing each other in this region. That was Region 3, but Districts 5 and District 6. And it was, paired up to be a good game. The Barretts pretty much destroyed Cleveland last night. Looked really strong, unstoppable. I will say that Lauren Hurst, the really tall forward for Cleveland, was excellent player. She's really amazing. There was another couple players there with Cleveland that played really well, but Bradley just outscored them inside and out and carried the ball, and there's a lot of turnovers for Cleveland. So they play against the winner of last night's game. Blackman played against Oakland. Blackman won. It was at Oakland, but Blackman won. So now they're going to host Cleveland on Saturday. And Oakland has to come here
Saturday
to play
night
the Barretts. So you'll want to come to that
7.
game. That's going to be a big one. At 7 o'clock. All
Eastern.
games are played at 7 o'clock, whatever
Eastern
your
time
zone is. If you're in Central Time Zone, you play at 7, which is our 8 o'clock. So the Cleveland game will be at 8 o'clock our time.
Yeah.
Here's the one we really want to talk about, though. Tonight, the boys won on Tuesday. They are now hosting the region championship against Walker Valley. Again, the top two teams from each district, District 5, District 6, Walker Valley Mustangs, coming over here to play in Jim Smitty Arena tonight. That game is at 7 o'clock. We would love to see you here at the game. If you cannot catch that game here in person, please join us on NFHS Network. And here's the big shocker. Gary Owenby will not be on the radio tonight. He's not doing the call on the radio. He will only be with us on NFHS. So if you enjoy it like I do, hearing Gary call the game.
Like all those games in the season.
That's right. He called all those games. Well, tonight, the guys from Walker Valley crew are coming over here. Josh and Terry.
Yeah.
They're going to call the game on Mix 104.
Yeah.
And Gary is going to come up and join me and call the game for NFHS. So you will not hear Gary on the radio tonight.
And Steve Wills.
Steve Wills will not be. He'll be down at the scorer's table.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, he's working tonight. But Gary will be joining us. So big deal. This one means a lot. It is cross-county rivalry inside the district. But it's a region championship between two different districts. So first time that's ever happened. That game again, 7 o'clock tonight. Catch it on NFHS Network. It's pretty big, and we hope to find out that you are joining us if you're not here on location. All right, so let's talk about Braves. I noticed the Braves are in spring training, warming up, and games coming up. Is it next week?
We did it. We did it in the month we're in.
Had some scrimmage games
in this month we're in.
Spring training. So spring training is continuing into March. Yeah. And they're looking good. There's some interesting pitching rotations they're working on
in
Florida.
Doing it in March, end of March, almost going into April.
Yeah, and then of course the season begins, and we're looking forward to that. I know Brett loves the Braves. He talks Braves when they start.
April 1st is the...
Every day I hear from Brett 6 or 7 times about the Braves. You don't know who the pitcher is. You don't know who the changeup was. You don't know who's sitting out tonight. You don't know who the winning team was from last night. He keeps me up to date, and it's like reading the newspaper. Brett keeps those stats in a separate notebook. He keeps a pitcher lineup notebook.
Like, I see every pitcher in the...
He keeps up with it. And then he plays MLB.
I got a new game for Christmas.
He plays that on his PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation.
And usually he wins. And here's the kicker. There's a player out there that plays for one of the teams. His name is Brett Whitehead.
I was just going to tell you, one of our former Bradley baseball players,
Yes.
Ryan
Castile. Plays for the Braves.
plays for the Braves.
Yeah, big deal. He's a catcher,
Yeah.
and I think he also plays outfield. So it's a big deal. Maybe he plays infield too. I don't know. Well, that's all I have this week. You
I
got
was just
anything
going to
else?
tell. I
He's
was
got
just
one
going to tell you. Pray for Abby White.
Abby White that joined us last week with Avery Brewer.
Yeah.
Had a mishap on the court the other night and
She tore.
has some knee rehab to work through, and it's going to be several months before she's back on the court seeing playing time. So she's out for the season.
She tore her ACL.
Unofficially, we don't have the doctor's
She won't-
prescription on that,
she
but
won't-
she has got.
She told me about that.
Yeah. So anyway, he's right. Pray for her, and hopefully we'll see her soon back
Next
doing
year.
what she does so well.
Next
So,
year.
Until then, we have many games left. We have a game tonight, a game Saturday, and hopefully a game Monday here if we win tonight. You got anything else?
Nope.
All right. That's all I have too. So until next week, we'll see you
On the sideline.